Good evening. Brett and Cindy, 10 living. Proverbs study time.
29 and 30.
We're winding this thing down now. We're in the
Tomorrow.
last few chapters.
Tomorrow will be interesting.
Well, we're not getting there yet.
Mm.
Woo. Verse 29, chapter 29 rather. It kind of interesting read. I got verse 18. It's a verse I hear a lot. Where there is no vision, the people perish. But he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Without vision and a goal and a direction, we don't make it.
Our church uses that a lot.
Well, I mean, you think about it.
Sharing their vision, starting something new or restarting something from last year.
Well, in our favorite pastime of gardening, we have to plan and to foresee. Like we were talking about the corn earlier. You had two different kinds of corn. And you said you can't plant two different kinds of corn with side by side. They have to be so many feet apart. Well, if you don't foresee that, it could get interesting.
Get some interesting corn.
Yes.
You might get some rainbow.
Interesting corn. Or like we did last year, and we didn't have the foresight to completely label everything and end up with hot bell peppers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to plan ahead on some things. You know, that's just kind of one of those directions. You've got to have direction for your life. If not, you just go where the tumbleweed rolls.
There was a lot of good things in 29. 5 was one of the first ones I come across I marked. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. Don't butter him up.
You may get tripped up.
You might be getting... They're buttering you up. They might be setting a trap for you.
You never know.
There's a lot of good things. I mean,
I hit up 23.
too much to cover here, really.
A man's pride shall bring him low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Our pride can trip us up big time.
Mark 22 also. An angry man stirreth up strife, and a furious man aboundeth in transgression. It made me think of our study we had at church over anger, all the different levels of anger, the different stages a person goes through when something upsets them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was talking about furious, that's the rage part. That's when you usually wind up doing something stupid. It usually gets you in trouble.
I like verse 26. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord.
Yep.
You know, we look to be pleasing to people around us. We want to please. We want to be up here. We want to be recognized. But the only one that really matters is the Lord's. Does the Lord know your name? Doesn't matter whoever else knows. If God don't know who you are, you're in bad shape. Because in the end, as Revelations would say, when he opens that Lamb's Book of Life, that's the book you want your name written in.
And 30 was a little more difficult.
Yeah?
Because it named off, it'd give you like 4 different examples of something.
Mm-hmm.
And there was metaphors a lot of times, so.
It's challenging. It's like, verse 5, I highlighted it. Every word of God is pure. He is a shield unto them that put their trust in him. We've got to trust in God above all else.
Completely.
That is our shield, that is our protection, that is our help, that is our hope, that is everything, is having trust in God.
I marked there's a list of generation. There is a generation that in here, and it kind of reminds me of what we're living in now.
Yeah, I had to highlight the generation that are pure in their own eyes, and yet is not washed from their filthiness. We think we're all got all that in a box of chocolates, And God's like, you're leaving me out, so.
Like 14, I know that skipped some of them, but 14 is there is a generation whose teeth are as swords, and their jaw teeth as knives to devour the poor from off the earth and the needy from among men.
Mm-hmm.
They chew and devour each other up.
That sounds a lot like what's going on in our world today. People want to backbite and just tear each other down. Just try to make themselves look good. And then there's this whole 2, no 3, no 3, no 4, all the way down the rest of this chapter. And it's
All
like,
kinds of examples.
oh my goodness.
This chapter was called Confession of Faith.
For 3 things
Edgar's
the earth
Confession of Faith.
is disquieted. And for 4, which it cannot bear. I mean, it's, whoa.
I got 17 before we got started on that.
Oh, you did?
I that mocketh at his father, and despiseth to obey his mother, the ravens of the valley shall pluck it out, and the young eagle shall eat it.
Ew.
It's a British term statement for disrespecting your parents.
God meant it when he said honor your father and mother.
He definitely did.
Yeah, there be 3 things which are too wonderful for me, and yea, 4 which I know not. The way of an eagle in the air, the way of a serpent upon the rock, the way of a ship amidst the sea, and the way of a man with a maid. And brings that woman back in there.
There's quite a bit in here about a woman still.
Yeah.
The next one's about a woman.
Yeah. Yeah. So is the next
Such
chapter.
is the way of adulterous woman. She eateth and wipeth her mouth and saith, I have done no wickedness.
Yeah.
It's that simple. There was one previously about spending your money with women.
Yeah, this is kind of like back and forth of the don'ts and do's and stuff. It kind of just, like you said, metaphor, I think,
You
on
can get a
some
lot
of
of
it.
things out of it.
And are people not strong, yet they prepare their meat in the summer? You know, that's the second time in this book he's made reference to, look at the ant. Look how he prepares. They spend their whole summer putting food back for the winter.
That came from the 24 that said, there be 4 things which are little upon the earth, but they are exceedingly wise, which is the first one they cover.
Yeah. I mean, like it says in verse 27, the locusts have no king, yet they go forth, all of them by bands. They don't have anybody rule over them, but they stick together. They still manage to work together and be a group.
Oh yeah. There's another list, but 32 I've marked it. If thou hast done foolishly in lifting up thyself, or if thou hast thought evil, lay thy hand upon thy mouth.
So in other words, shut your mouth. And if you can't,
I don't know if that was a sign of saying, oh my goodness, or look what I've done, or
Surely the churneth of the milk bringeth forth butter, and the wringing of the nose bringeth forth blood. So the forcing of wrath bringeth forth strife. If you push it hard enough, you can cause a fight.
mm-hmm.
And it kind of wraps up 29 and 30. Which means we only have 1 chapter left. I guess that'll be tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
And whoo! Proverbs 31. The discussion. I'm not sure how we're going to get through that one. Because it's on a virtuous woman. But that's for another study.
That's for tomorrow night.
Leave us a comment. Tell us what you think of 29 and 30. And thank you for watching. Have a great evening. Happy reading.
God bless.